we have recognition and approval donations to the district. That's a motion item. Action item, so I need a motion.
I make a motion to approve the donation.
Second.
Okay, so the motion is to approve the donation of $500 to Auto Technology from Ridgeway, and thank you very much for that. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Unanimous, thank you. That brings us to our reports. We would like to start with the governing report. Mike, you have anything?
I don't have anything at this time.
Okay. Me neither, Desiree?
I did attend a planning meeting yesterday in Kaibito, and I also stopped by Lachine chapter as well yesterday. And I think the Kaibito planning meeting was beneficial, but more importantly, basically, they wanted to know who their IEC member is, so that is also in the works, and hopefully we get someone appointed. And then also, I did attend the Cultural Acknowledgement Day in Inscription House. That was pretty awesome. We also invited the executive director from Arizona School Board Association, Devin Del Palacio. So he came out and joined us, and also Lisa from Communication. So it was a really good opportunity for our executive director to be here in Northern Arizona to experience life on the reservation. So we just wanted to thank the Synergy family for their hospitality. And then also, gosh, there's quite a few things that have happened. But also, I was just recently appointed as the Arizona School Board Association president as well too. And it's pretty interesting to hear that I am the first Native American to serve in this capacity since the existence of ASBA for 80 years that it has been in business. But more importantly, I am super excited to represent Northern Arizona rural schools and also our Native American population. So one of the things that we also are looking at is getting our association acquainted with the federal program. So we're going to be visiting NAPIS and doing some other cool things with NAPO Nation as well too. So just kind of lining everybody up with that information.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I don't have anything to report.
Okay, that will take us to superintendent's report, please.
President Kidman, members of the governing board, I just want to extend heartfelt congratulations to Desiree, Ms. Fowler, in terms of taking over for a current term and will continue on with her term come December. So congratulations for that tremendous honor, and it's great to have Paige represented in such a positive sort of way. We had our new teachers return on July 25th and 26th. We did have them all participate in the cultural experience. The Synergy family was absolutely phenomenal in hosting us out at Inscription House. We're it was just an amazing experience. All of our teachers participated in Capturing Kids' Hearts training on July 27th and 28th. Earlier than that, we all went out to each of the chapters to welcome back families, to have conversations, to share information at each of the chapters leading up to getting back to school last Wednesday. That's all I have to report.
Alrighty, thank you. All right, that brings us to item 5, unfinished business. We don't have any, which brings us to the governing board consent agenda. That's an action item. Mike, would you do us the honor of reading that?
A copy of the consent agenda is available at the district office. All items listed will be considered as a unit by the governing board and will be approved with one motion. There will not be a separate discussion of these items unless a board member requests, in which case it will be removed from the consent agenda and be considered as a separate item.
Okay, thank you. Any motion and a second?
I'll make the first motion to
Thank you.
approve the consent agenda.
I second.
Thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Unanimous, thank you. Okay, that brings us to item number 7, calendar of events. Let's see what we've got in there. All right, it's quite long, so I'm gonna just ask you to take a good look at that and add whatever items to your calendar, quite a few open houses and games. Our next study session will be on the 22nd, and then there's a law conference in September from the 6th to the 8th, so. Anyway, and I'm sure Bob will inform us if there's anything else. Okay. That brings us to additional agenda items. The first one is an approval of textbook and curriculum adoption for the Page Middle School, grade 7 and 8, for English language arts. So I need a motion and a second so we can discuss.
I'll make a motion.
Okay, thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Okay. Dr. Anderson?
President Kidman, members of the governing board, a hole in our curriculum was identified at the middle school related to 7th and 8th grade English language arts. A team from the middle school looked at available options and identified Perspectives by Savas, which is over on the table to our left here. It has been on display. The committee did vet the resources for appropriateness and fulfilling the needs of our students in 7th and 8th grade. And my recommendation is to support moving forward with this curriculum adoption.
Okay. Any questions,
How much
comments,
longer will it
concerns?
be on display?
This is the last day.
This will be the last day.
It's like 60 days. Okay, we're ready to vote then? Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
I,
Unanimous, thank you. Alright, that brings us to our next item. Item B is second reading and possible approval of board policy IJND, technology resources, also an action item, so I need a motion and a second.
make a motion to approve the item.
Okay.
IJND.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, so motion was Desiree. Second Mike. Okay. Dr. Anderson.
President Kidman, members of the governing board, this is the second read of governing board policy IJND, technology resources, which really is our movie policy as the district. We had some discussion late last year related to our existing movie policy and took a look at what our existing policy and some other policies around the state look like, and really worked to try and develop a policy that truly met the needs in a way of safeguarding our students, but also at the same time making it manageable to be able to provide opportunities for reward types of experiences or even for academic enrichment sorts of experiences. Just to review, in grades preschool through 8th grade, a parent is required to opt in. 9 through 12, they are able to opt out. However, 7 days prior to a showing, notification must go to parents through PowerSchool in order to do that.
Talk through this at length at our work study session. Are there any more questions, comments, or concerns? No? And I'll call for the vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Leave. Okay. Motion passes. Thank you. Brings us to item C, regulation for board information and review. This is our first reading of another new policy. Dr. Anderson?
President Kidman, this is strictly an information item. This is the regulation that goes along with governing board policy IJND, the movie policy. It lays out all of the requirements associated with ensuring that we adhere to the policy. It is simply an information item.
Okay. Alrighty. So if you have any more questions regarding that one, you know who to ask. Okay, that brings us to the next item. Okay, item D, second reading and approval of governing board policy IGA, curriculum development, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I need a motion and a second before we can vote.
I'll make a motion.
Thank you. Thank you. Dr. Anderson?
President Kidman, members of the governing board, these three policies were tabled for second read last month as a result of guidance from ASBA. This comes out of a policy advisory from ASBA related to potential issues with open meeting law, and it clarifies the language. We had talked about it in our study session in June, tabled it. Actually, we talked about it in May. First read in June, tabled it in July. We're bringing it back for the second read and adoption with the refinements suggested by Arizona School Boards Association.
Okay, do you have any questions or concerns regarding that policy? No? And I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, unanimous. Thank you. Okay, that brings us to item E, which is also an action item. But before we vote, we need to nominate a person as the delegate for the ASB assembly in September. And I hear Chuck has volunteered to be the delegate. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay, would anybody like to nominate Chuck to be the delegate?
I'll nominate Chuck to be the delegate.
Do I have a second?
I second it.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. You're it, Chuck. We expect the report at the end of September. All right.
Maybe it would also be good to start looking into the information that is going to be shared on that day as well. That way you do a little bit of homework and then prepare yourself, just because it will be interesting, and sometimes it does take all day just to get through each item.
So talk to the specialist over there.
Will do.
Yeah.
All righty. Maybe you can mentor him as well. Okay. All right, sounds good. Sounds like we've got it covered. All right, that brings us to future agenda items. I don't have any right here that I can see, but hold on, double check. Nope, don't see any. But remember, 5 business days, put an agenda item in place and send it to Dr. Anderson and Barb, and then we can get it on the agenda if in a timely manner. Okay. That brings us to one of my favorite items, adjournment. Do I
Make a
have
motion to adjourn at 5:46.
5:46? Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Remember, sign all these signatures on the documentation. Thanks, everybody.